friendships that you can make here go well beyond your career in Thailand or even here. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the General Consul of Los Angeles. He is a magnificent guy. He really is trying to take Thai Americans to places that we haven't been before. Like this program, I've been here for a very long time. This is like the first time that any consulate has ever done this. So I'd like to give it up for our Consul General, Tani Sangrak.
สวัสดีครับ How are you doing? You guys doing well? You guys ready for the food? Huh? How many of you like som tam? Raise your hand. You better raise your hand. What about ไก่ย่างลืมไปแล้วมั้งไก่ย่างเป็นไง You guys have been here so long, you forget about your motherland. Huh? How many of you are in high school? I want to invite some of the people, the cone dancers. The cone dancers in the back, please come in front and come and sit with us. The activity today is also an effort of the Royal Thai Consulate General to engage the second generation Thai Americans. You guys are important to us. We have some of the major corporations from Thailand. Some of the big guys are here. Some of the biggest companies are here with us. We have. How many of you know CP Group? Raise your hands. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Raise your hands. What about those of you who don't know what CP is? Be honest. Huh? CP stands for? Win? I won't let you eat. I won't let you eat. CP stands for Jalan Pokapan Group. One of the largest, I think the largest conglomerates in Thailand. Major corporations in China and Thailand and many countries around the world, including the United States. How many of you have heard of SCG? ภาษาไทยว่าอะไร SCG ตอบมาเร็วๆฮะคุณซีเมนต์ไทยมหาชนจำกัดมหาชนใช่ไหมครับ SCG is here with us. Give it up for SCG. In fact, this is not my idea. I got the idea from SCG Group. Stand right there, Khun Tae-min, the executive from SCG. The CP people, right there in the back. Please come in front and sit with us. Join us. Some of you guys are not with me, but sit in front right here. Right there. Well, that's good, right there. 2 steps back. Yes, thank you. AIS. Where are the AIS people? AIS people. They're here. Come on, Beatrice. Come in front. In case you don't know me, my name is Tani Sangrak, Consul General of Thailand here in Los Angeles. I'm here to not only introduce you about the Thai Korean Fair today, but also to tell you a little bit about Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We're competing with the big boys. Ministry of Foreign Affairs is one of the ministries in Thailand that probably the only agency in Thailand that the sun never sets in our operations. We have operations, embassies and consulates around the world, and we're looking for a few good men and women. We're looking for some talent. We're looking for some serious people who want to work for our country. We have the aspiration to contribute, to give something back to Thailand. What do we do in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? We do not seek profit. We work like a non-profit organization. What does the consulate do? Consulate services comprise passports, visa, legalization, organizing of elections. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. In the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you join the ministry, you get to spend some time abroad, maybe half and half, maybe a little bit more than half. If you like moving overseas, come join us. May not be fun, but your kids growing up, they'll be like you guys, speaking Thai with a foreign accent. I joined the ministry a few years ago. My first posting was in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. I was a consul. I helped rescue and repatriated a few hundred victims of human trafficking from Malaysia back to Thailand. I worked closely with Malaysian police to help with the Thai workers in Malaysia. My second posting was in Washington, D.C. I was a political counselor. We work closely with Congress, State Department to help promote mutual interest between Thailand and the United States, but also to promote understanding between the two countries. We helped set up Friends of Thailand caucus in the United States House of Representatives, for example. This is my third posting. What does a consulate do? Give me one example. What does a consulate do? Somebody smiling. Besides consular work, we also work closely with our trade agencies, with our investment agency. The head of the BOI office is here. The trade office is here, in Jane. So they're here to recruit people as well. We also work closely with local agencies to help provide protection and provide assistance to Thai nationals who get into trouble. You remember the Fresno case? The 2 Thai students who fell over the cliff? We helped, sadly, taken them out and assisted with them, with their families. We will organize election again next year. We hope, like today, our work is not only in the backyard of Ambassador, Consul General. As you will see in the video that we will show shortly, our work covers a wide variety of issues and activities. And we do accept all majors. We accept all majors, not just international relations and political science. We accept all majors because in the future, we want our young people, the young staff, to have the variety of expertise. We want people in digital marketing. We want people in technology. We want people in economics. We want people in political science, in any field. Because we realize that over the years, our people will learn on the job, and we will pick and choose your talent, your expertise, and we will provide them with a career opportunity, a chance to travel. And if you're good and you work hard with determination, you will rise through the ranks. This is something I want to share, something that I hold deeply in my heart. This is why I joined the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Foreign Service of Thailand, to help give back to our country. And I want to welcome you once again. This is your home. If you ever need assistance, come to our consulate. Come to our consulate. This is where you need, when you come and you have a question, please let me know. Anybody have a question about Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Thai Foreign Service? This is my only chance. This is my only chance. Raise your hand. Don't be shy. Beatrice. Don't be shy.
I have a question. Do you have to have a Thai passport to work for the Thai consulate?
You have to have a Thai nationality. You have to have a Thai nationality. And with the Thai nationality, you can apply for your passport. I think most of you have Thai. I think all of you have Thai nationality. If you don't revoke your Thai nationality, you still have your Thai nationality regardless. Okay, that's clear. Thank you for your question, Jennifer. Anybody else? 1, 2. It's ready? We'll show you a short video about the Foreign Service, and if BOI office wants to give a chance, please don't be shy as well. And we have our people ready. What we'll do is after the opening, a short video, and then we'll invite our colleagues from different companies to come and give their chance to talk to you. And they'll have video and presentation as well. And please raise your hands and ask any question you want to them as well. The food's almost ready. And if you guys are over 21, we have alcohol in the back. You got to be over 21, I promise. Okay, I'll check. Show me your ID. You guys don't look 21, but still we have to obey the law. Any question? Any question from our guests? Anyone? Any questions? CP? K-Bank? K-Bank is here. People in green are K-Bank. One of the largest banks in Thailand. They're here with us. Give it up for K-Bank. Thank you all my colleagues and friends from different companies, AIS. I hope to make this a regular feature of our activity. I'm not going to be here long, so I want to ask my colleagues, the Deputy Consul General standing right there, right in front of the bank, to carry on. Go Sun. Anyone else I'm forgetting? I want to thank all my staff, people in the blue. Raise your hands. Raise your hands. People in the blue, navy blue. I'm just doing the talking. They do all the hard work. So, all right, are we ready to go? All right. Short video, promise. Thank you. Okay.
So if you guys are interested in working for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, if you guys like traveling, you guys like international relations, you guys like to rub elbows with other ambassadors and consulates, this is the job for you. I know that they have applications, so keep that in mind. And I feel like some of you are kind of shy, you guys might have some questions, but you guys might be afraid to raise up your hand and ask them right now. So what I'd like to do is, I'm going to be mingling around. You guys can come up to me and I'll write those questions down to each individual organization here, just in case you have some questions, and I'll direct these questions over to the various organizations for you. Is that cool? All right, okay. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce the next organization company that is here today. They are a really large organization. They are equivalent to our AT&T or Verizon. You guys know AT&T, you guys know Verizon? Okay, that's who this company is equivalent to in Thailand. And we are just so honored to have this group here today. May I introduce AIS and the Chief Human Resources Officer. Her name is Miss Kantima. เชิญเลยค่ะ
Well, I think that is very surprised that this is the first time that we launched the recruiting things in the garden. Normally it will be in the hotel or those kind of things. So I think that how many of you knows AIS? So I hope that when you go back home, you're gonna continue being our customer. Just 1 second, let me waiting for the slide. Another presenter, 29 years old company, which is we are the first, the number one telecom company in Thailand. Actually, along those 28 years, we've been like an operator. But since last 4 years, we transform ourselves to be the digital service provider, which is we work on the digital things, those type of things. We have the people who work very hard, especially we have like around 80% of the staff, they are engineers. So they work on, setting the site and all those kind of things, but now it's changed. The program that we're gonna talk to you today is we call the Broom. When you see the broom size, that means that's for the new generation on the new business. Let me walk you through this one. Come to work, we think that accident is something that no one's expect. When you come out from your homes, you expect, to go and arrive at, your school, your workplace, and accidents can happen right away. AIS and the way we run the business as well. If we not think carefully, if we think that, everything's going to be the same and nothing's going to surprise, it's very risky that, accidents can happen anytime. And we also see that because we are 29 years success, we think that we compare ourselves to Chang, which is the elephant. And we think about how can we transform Chang to change. And when you talk about AT&T, Verizon, I think about in the next 3 years, everything will become free. When the country change, the digital disruption gonna change everything. You think about the voice call. How many of you use the voice call compared to WhatsApp? Now you still use the voice call? I think that's something that if you go back home nowadays, you see that people in Thailand prefer to use Line. So they not talk to each other anymore. Even when you go to the restaurant, you see that even the families sit together, they not talk to each other. So it's also happened with my family. And from mobile, we think about digital, and no one knows exactly how things going to be in the future. We're talking about digital disruption, we're talking about things that change, we're talking about speed, all those type of things. I think that in the next 5 years, you see things in this world totally different. I remember that when I was in Manhattan, people always go shopping, whenever they have time. Now they prefer to use, online shopping. And you go, around Princeton area, the mall is totally dead. Because no one walk around. People prefer to use the online shopping. So future is something that in AIS we say is unknown. And we talk about the challenge in AIS is the generation. We have only 2% of the baby boom at this moment. So this is the study from Census Bureau. You see that this is the representative, the red one is representative, the Generation Z. And you see that in AIS, our staff, when you compare, we have Generation Y around 70%. And it seems to be more and more. So AIS have to change things in AIS a lot in terms of, even it's kind of like a very hard time for old people like me. Management need to change a lot. Management needs to step down from their position before they retire, those type of things. So that things that change because we have a strong belief in the next generation. It doesn't work. Oh, here we go. So we talk about, I walk you through this because you can understand the culture of AIS that changed a lot. In the old day, we talk about loyalty. We talk about people who work a very long time. So people who loyal to the company is the people who work many years. It doesn't seem to be that way anymore. Because when you talk about the next generation, 3 years, 5 years, it depends on whether along the times that they stay with us, they deliver or not. quality of service anymore. We even talk about, satisfaction score, those type of things. It doesn't show us the opportunity like in the past, because when we talk about people who loyalty to the company, that means they stay with us, hanging day by day, not doing anything, but they're happy with the benefit, those type of things. And when you think about my generation, when I apply for the job, I ask, how the company gonna take care of me if I'm sick. For the next generation, no. They're gonna ask how the company gonna help you prevent from sickness. So the wellness program, those type of things, that's the thing that we launched in AIS. And this is quite detailed, so I'm gonna go to this. We talk about the Bloom. The Bloom is the project that we thinking about the new generation who just graduate and have no experience working, in Thailand or in their life before. So we think about put them in a totally different environment, smart office, which is I will show you later on. This is the bucket of tasks that we talk about. The platinum is we think about along the year that people stay with us, how can we help them be ready for the next step? Because many times we find that when we promote people fail. Because we expect them that they're gonna deliver good performance just like when they've been at junior position. So this is the part that we're talking about, the new generation. We changed the way we give the scholarship. In the past, we give the scholarship for existing staff to go overseas and study and then graduate, come back. We changed the way. We still have some for existing staff, but for the new graduate who about graduate, we also provide you by paying back on whatever you pay in the past if you pass the recruiting process. And we have the Harvard coming in and help us in terms of development for the platinum and diamond. We're also working with the university in UK, doing for the middle management, which is we work closely with Manchester U. It doesn't move. I'm afraid that it doesn't work. Thank you. And this is for the Emerald Bucket, which is like the first start manager. ไม่ไปครับ When you click, no. Here we go. This is the new area that we built. We built for the Bloom. The Bloom project is the project that we think about 60 students who just graduate and go and doing the new business in AIS, which is you're not going to follow the normal process, because the process that we run the existing business is quite take long, because the organization, I don't know why, but when the organization grow big, it seems like the hierarchy or those type of things, is continue increase. So we build the new organization under AIS Group. So this area is the area that we're working on the Bloom, which is we call the smart area. Starts from, there are no more fingerprint or time checking. So it's like face. So when you go to the office, you walk through the door, the face scan is start working. So it's register you that you are already in the office, and it's control everything, the door open, and also the coffee machine and even the smart locker. So no one have the workstation. This is like the scrum area, so you can move around, and the table can move around as well. And And we have the digital, the paperless, which is we use everything on the digital board, so it's key. And also the mobile office, as I mentioned. ไม่ได้ไป Okay, so we're talking about the digital life, and we change the way people live. We get rid of the library. I think that when you go to school, when you see the library is the place that you cannot talk, you have to be quiet, and behave well, not allowed to eat anything, those type of things. So if you go to the library at AIS, you're gonna hear the song, lousy song. And if you want to read the book quietly, we use the application, so you can go through your mobile and access to the AIS library. So we believe that the staff can learn anywhere, anytime, any device. So those is the So I'm gonna show you the video, which is the sample of how people live in AIS in the digital way. And the people who you see here is our CEO, คุณสมชัย ได้ไหมไปไม่ไปก็ Enter ไหม Enter I'm sorry, but can anyone help us? The screen freeze.
เรามาถามคำถามกันดีไหมคะ Let's you guys interested in
I apologize, but I don't know.
while they get this I'm gonna move over. I think you guys could hear me. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. I didn't know microphone, right? Okay. I figured while we wait for this, let's just ask some questions that you guys might have for Kun Kantima. ใช่ไหมคะ What age group are you really looking for to apply to your program?
Absolutely not my generation. We're looking for people who below 25.
Below 25.
For if you're talking about the master degree or doctorate degree, we can allow to 30.
Okay. And what type of things will they be doing in AIS?
Actually, this is the new business that we're looking for the digital business on top of the infrastructure that we already have in place. So you guys will be free to think about whatever you want to create. So it's kind of like the startup.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, but you don't invest by yourself. You don't have to raise the fund. So you be our staff, and then you think about a new business.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
How many of you guys are programmers? Programmers. Raise up your hand. Don't be shy. Come on now, programmers. How many of you have created an app before in your own free time, or attempted to? Maybe attempted to. You guys needed the resource, needed the time. This is for you. ใช่ไหมคะ? Right? So they want innovative thinkers.
Actually, the things that is the qualification that you must have is you must be naughty.
Naughty, she said.
Yeah, you don't follow the rules. You want to break the rules. So those are the people that we're looking for.
Oh, interesting. How many of you are rule breakers? All of you should be rule breakers, so apply here. Okay.
Because we believe that things change, and we don't believe in top down anymore. So we believe that in the next 3 to 5 years, the company will be with you guys, not the executive. We're gonna grow, and the way is to to be able to stay in the new digital world is you have to be independent. And I don't expect you to stay 10 years, but I'm thinking we just start last month that an executive who's gonna retire have to step down for the last day. So it's 3 months. They're gonna take the role as advisor. So we shift the next generation to take the role as the management. So those is the thing that this is why I said that, and we not put you in the existing organization. So in existing organization we have 18 level, and before you climb up to the top, it's gonna be like 20 years. So we don't want that anymore. We're thinking about if you want to be with the company in the next 5 years, we should see you in a management position. So those is what we're looking for.
Guys, this is really new thinking. I've been working now for, I don't want to give you my age, but a while now. And this approach is really unique and different. Most of the time you clock in, you go to work 8 to 5, then you walk out and you're tired, you got no more energy to go to the gym, you just conk out. This methodology, and you got to work day in, day out to climb that thing called the corporate ladder. This is a new way of doing things, and AIS is presenting this opportunity for Thai Americans to go in and flex your muscle, flex your brain, and give all you got in innovation and building and talking and collaborating with each other, with the hopes that you guys can climb this ladder much faster than the previous generation did.
It is.
That's really cool, guys.
We have a coach for you, in case that you never worked before. So we have the people who work with us for quite some time. We recruit them because their character are different from the normal, and they are open for the new generation. So that's how. Yeah, it's quite hard when you first start working because you not really know.
You don't know what you want to do.
And the other challenge is the connection between
That's true.
the existing staff and those.
So what type of majors are you looking, or degrees are you looking to hire?
Okay, because this is the new organization and the AIS group. We mainly, of course, I'm looking for the IT people and engineer people, and of course we also require the back office, which is HR. And if you want to be the HR in the room, do not follow the rules. Okay, you're not the one who keep your eyes on the behavior, those type of things. You have to come up with whatever you can support those type of things.
So what I heard is she's looking for computer science majors, engineers, and other types of majors as well, because there's administrative work that needs to be done, i.e. HR, finance. So the whole shebang is what AIS is looking for.
What we're going to do is we create a new organization, and we prove on the things that the next generation capabilities that you guys can do. And whenever you success, we're going to start shipping the existing staff who are capable to the new board instead of shipping you guys to the main board. It's Titanic, it's too big. So I think the video is ready. You wanna?
Yeah, sure.
I hope.
Because we have to have dinner, we have other groups. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right. Round of applause, guys.
Thank you. He's still alive, okay? That's my goal. Let me turn on. I think that's the other company one. There we go. Yep. Can you start from the beginning? Thank you. So we believe that people live on your mobile phone. So whatever you're gonna start your day, the first screen that you see is your mobile. You can check everything, through your mobile. So we have the Smart Machine Coffee, and it's also some of that's also recognized from your face that how you want your coffee. And this, no one have the workstation, so we use the smart locker. And this is the area that the room work. And this is the library that I mentioned before. When we launch the meeting, we launch through the mobile as well. We're booking the rooms, those kind of things. And this is the way we develop our staff. The way we develop our staff, we use the Learn-D application, which is the e-learning. And if you have a good story, you can share. And this is the special things that whatever do good, if you learning, if you read the book, if you do join the event, those type of things, you collect the point.
และนี่คือชีวิตแบบดิจิตอลในช่วงเช้าของผม ASDG แอปพลิเคชันที่ช่วยให้ชีวิตการทำงานผมสะดวกสบายมากยิ่งขึ้นผมเนี่ยใช้แล้วคุณล่ะใช้หรือยัง
So people can collect the point on every activities that they do, and then you can claim the point to redeem the air ticket to Tokyo, to hotel, those type of things. So whatever you do good, you collect the point, and then you can redeem those. So that's the new rewarding. That's the AS Digital. I took a long time. I'm sorry, I don't know what the technical problem is, but I apologize for that. But welcome to our booth. If you're naughty enough, if you want to break the rules, come to AIS.
ขอบคุณมากค่ะคุณกันติมา Thank you very much AIS. They kind of have this Amazon Google-ish office thing going on, so that's really cool. I did a survey earlier, but I see a lot more people in the house now. I just want to do just a really big, quick survey. How many of you are in high school? High school. Quick. How many of you are still in college, undergrad? Okay, perfect. How many of you are getting your master's? Okay, great. How many are done with school? Okay, great. How many of you are in any computer science engineer related? Hands up. Okay, great. How many of you are in any business related items? Business, finance, econ, psychology? Great. This is for you guys. This whole thing is for you. This is our very first Thai Career Day Fair. We have 5 awesome organizations here, including the Ministry of Finance, AIS. And without further ado, I'd like to bring up the next person. How many of you know K-Bank, Kasikorn Bank? A few of you. Okay, your parents probably have the account. How many of you have the K-Bank? Oh wow, that's pretty cool. You guys have the K-Bank account. I have one. And if you guys don't have one, you guys are going to go get one soon, right? Without further ado, ขอเชิญคุณประเสริฐชาวนะคะ Mr. ประเสริฐชาว He is the, let me get his thumbnail right, his title right. The Chief Representative Officer of Los Angeles.
ขอบคุณครับคุณเจนนิเฟอร์ Before I came here, I asked Consultant whether I should do this in Thai or in English, and he said do it in Thai. So I prepared this in Thai, but as I can see, everybody speak English here, so I have to translate it in my head. Maybe I have to do it in Thai and English, but I'm sure most of you understand Thai. ผมชื่อประเสริฐชาวทุวนุชเป็น Chief Representative of Kasikorn Bank Representative Office in Los Angeles. I start out, I went to school in New York, and after I finished school, I joined training program with Bangkok Bank in New York. After I finished the program, Kasikorn Bank has the opening. Kasikorn Bank is located in One World Trade Center on the 83rd floor. So I joined them, and they have the event which everybody know, 9/11. was in the building on the first floor. You know, I ran out. But one of my friend's daughter didn't make it. You know, she worked at the window on the world, you know, which is a restaurant on the top of the World Trade Center. You know. She graduated from NYU, you know, and nutrition, you know, and NYU sent her to intern at the restaurant, and she didn't make it. After the event, the bank transferred me to be a manager for the Los Angeles branch. And 2 years ago, the branch became representative office. I'd like to tell you the brief story about the history of the bank. The bank started right after World War II, you know, the year 2488.
ได้ครับ
The bank started. Done. Hello ที่ผมพูดมาเนี่ยไม่ได้ผมเตรียมเป็นภาษาไทยนะแล้วก็เปลี่ยนเป็นภาษาอังกฤษผมอาจจะ mix แอนจี้เขาเกิดที่นี่เขาคอยจะช่วยผมใช่ไหมนะโอเค
กสิกร
ฮัลโหลกสิกรเริ่มเมื่อปี 2488 right behind right after World War II 1945 it's the group of merchant mostly Chinese descent the head of the group named Chod Lamsam Chod Lamsam is a third generation of the Chinese, you know. His grandfather moved from China when he was 14. He worked for the Long Lao whiskey and whiskey factory. He very smart, so later on he become owner of the company, the ไม้ทำเกี่ยวกับไม้Thank you. คุณโชติเนี่ยเป็นคนที่พ่อค้าเชื่อถือนะครับเพราะเป็นคนทำธุรกิจตรงไปตรงมานะครับ so when the bank open people bring their money to deposit, you know, and he lend it out to the farmer, mostly agriculture product. You know. At that time, Thailand, 80% of the population is farmer. You know, and Kuchot, he's value the education, so he sent his younger brother to study in England, study banking, you know, and his older brother, when he finished, he come to help work at the bank. Later on, Kunchot died suddenly, you know, and his younger brother become the CEO. You know, he's really hardworking and very smart. So the bank ก้าวหน้าไปเรื่อยๆนะฮะด้วยความรวดเร็ว One day, Kun Kasem, the new CEO, traveled to Taipei, Taiwan. There was a plane crash. He died. So the board select Kun Mancha Lamsam. Kun Mancha is the son of the first president, Kuchot. Kun Mancha graduated from Ann Arbor, Michigan. And he's really well indeed. You know, all the employee has to wear shirt, white shirt and necktie, no mustache. And the lady has mustache, and the lady has to wear skirt and no pants. But he just like his father, you know, he valued the education, so he set up the scholarship, like 5 scholarship each year, for the people who take the test, and he sent them to study in United States for the MBA. So 1992 he passed away. So his son became the CEO, Kun Matun Lamsam. He's the current CEO. He's a Harvard graduate, Harvard Business School. When he become CEO, he can see that this bank system is developed very slowly, especially the computer. So he hired the consultant company, and the consultant company said, your bank need re-engineering. So the CEO fly to Boston, to meet this guy, Michael Hammer. He's a professor of MIT. He's the one who write a book about re-engineering. So they talked for days, and the CEO came back and implement the re-engineering system. After the program finished, before it takes 15 minutes to take care of one customer, but after the program finished, it takes only 3 minutes. Under Kun Matun management, right now K-Bank has over 20,000 employees, has over 1,000 branches, and over 10,000 ATM machines, and has 4 international branches, Laos, Chengdu, Shenzhen, and Hong Kong, and have 10 representative offices around the world, including Los Angeles. Anyone know what is the largest bank in Thailand? Anyone know? No. Anyone know? Bangkok Bank. Bangkok Bank has an asset of 3.1 trillion baht. Anyone know what is the second largest bank? No. SCB, Siam Commercial Bank, has an asset of 3 trillion baht. Okay, number 3. All right. Tomorrow you guys can come to my office. If you go into the website of the Kasikorn Bank, you will see the word Bank of Sustainability. Because the bank ให้ความสำคัญกับการพัฒนาแบบยั่งยืนในด้านเศรษฐกิจสังคมและสิ่งแวดล้อม environment ในด้านเศรษฐกิจ the bank invest a lot เพื่อ develop system ต่างๆเพื่อให้เป็นแบงค์ชั้นนำของประเทศไทยในด้านสังคมแบงค์เนี่ยสนับสนุนโครงการต่างๆเพื่อการสังคมโดยเฉพาะเด็กกำพร้าในด้าน environment we have a green building ถนนแจ้งวัฒนะ and I went to Nan I went many times 5 or 6 times the first time I was shocked because I saw a mountain with no tree they all cut it down so I'm proud of my bank that my bank support this foundation called รักป่าน่านซึ่งมีพระเทพนามพระเทพ President of this foundation จังหวัดน่านเนี่ยเป็นจังหวัดที่สำคัญเพราะเป็นต้นน้ำของแม่น้ำน่านแม่น้ำน่านเนี่ยเป็น 40% ของแม่น้ำเจ้าพระยาปิงวังยมน่าน 40% ดังนั้นถ้าไม่มีป่าเนี่ยอีกหน่อยน้ำก็ท่วมทุกปีนะโอเค if ถ้าคุณต้องการทำงานที่ท้าทายนะครับถ้าคุณอยากให้ชีวิตคุณภาพชีวิตของคุณดีนะครับและคุณต้องการทำบริษัทที่เห็นความสำคัญของสิ่งแวดล้อมนะครับนั่นคือธนาคารกสิกรไทยนะครับขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณมากค่ะคุณประเสริฐชาว Thank you very much K-Bank. Are you guys hungry? Only the front row is hungry. You guys aren't hungry. Are you guys hungry? Yes. If you guys don't participate, we're not going to eat today. Are you guys hungry? Yes. Okay, great. We're going to eat now, but this is also an opportunity for you guys to network, to get to know each other, to lock elbows, to talk to your fellow Thai Americans. Get to know what your guys' major, school, alumni, whatever it is. And then also, if you brought your resume, please go to the different booths. We have the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we have AIS who've already presented, we have SCG who will be presenting after dinner, we have K-Bank, and we have CP right in the back there. These are all great companies, and most of them, with the exception of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, is a publicly traded company. You aren't going to get the bigger of what you have right here. So without further ado, Tan Gong Sun Ka, is it okay if we dismiss them for dinner, and then I will congregate you guys back so we can continue on our speeches and speakers, so you guys could get to know SCG and CP. Thank you very much. Go get your dinner.
That's right.
Kun Chan, the Chief People Officer of CP Group. Round of applause, guys. Thank you.
สวัสดีครับ Okay, it's always easy to speak with tummies full, so I'm happy that you guys are eating. At the same time, would like to make sure that you pay some attention as well. Come all the way to talk to you from Bangkok. So I will be speaking to you for the next 10 minutes, I guess. I have my colleague Michelle, who's busy taking pictures. I'm based in Bangkok, in our headquarters on Ratchada Pisek Road, and Michelle is based here in Silicon Valley. She works in CP's newest R&D center, and is 4 months old with CP now. Okay, so two of us representing. So let me just take you through a bit about the group itself. I think a lot of you consume, or your parents consume CP products, but at the same time, it is very difficult to see the length and breadth of CP Group. It took me 1 year to be here to be able to talk about CP Group. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about the group, and also what we are looking for as we go and build our future in terms of the kind of people we need. Okay, so that's what I'm going to specifically talk about. If I don't answer any question in my speech, I will be in the corner in there. Please come and talk to me. I'm specifically here just to speak to you people. Okay, let's very quickly. I think I disturbed the. Okay. Okay, I think I just wanted to talk about myself first so that you know what perspective I have. I joined CP Group almost a year ago. My last 19 years before I joined CP Group were spent in professional services firm. You would see that I'm Indian by origin. I grew up very first few years of my life there, and then I moved out into Southeast Asia. Of the last 20 years, I've lived 5 in Thailand, 2 in Kuala Lumpur, and the rest in Singapore. So I'm Singaporean by nationality now, and work for Asia's 4th largest privately held company. So you can see it is a very diverse career in the past, and also very diverse company I worked for. I'm not going to talk about my journey line. I thought if I had time, I'll talk about how I've come to the position of Chief People Officer, but I'll skip it for some time else. So let me get to quickly about the group. Okay, so here is CP for you. I think, as I said, it took me a year to fully understand length and breadth of our group. Let me describe. We have been in operation for the last 97, 98 years. We will be celebrating a century of existence in next 3 years. So it is, you can see, possibly the oldest, one of the oldest groups at the Asia level. Our revenue for the year 2018 will be close to $60 billion. So that makes us bigger than, let's think of a company, Unilever. So that makes us bigger than Unilever. And that is why I always say that CP is known as a big company, but very few people realize that how big it is in terms of revenue and the kind of value creation we have. So we employ more than 340,000 people across the world. That makes us, again, one of the biggest employer in Asia through different businesses. So our businesses mostly, if you see, is agri-food. So we started almost 97 years ago as a company called Chetai, selling vegetable seeds. That company, which has agro background, has grown right from agro into food. And I think the MC was talking about 7-Eleven. So anybody, how many 7-Elevens we have in Thailand now? A lot is the right answer. But how many? Anyone?
10,000.
Exactly, 10,500, around that number, 7-Elevens in Thailand. So it is one of the fastest. It is third on market cap, if you see, and the only privately held company on the stock exchange. The other two are state-owned. So $95 billion in market cap for 7-Eleven. So that is our flagship retail. We have Macro, which is B2B retail, basically helping mom and pop shops, basically helping small businesses to grow bigger and better. So that's on retail side. On telecom side, you would know we have True, and also we have Ascent, which is into e-commerce and also into electronic money and things like those, so up and coming organization. And I will not go through across, but you will see that we are present in almost all the sectors which are important to the world now. Not only that, what I'm very proud of is about our new businesses. So if you hear about, we are very much interested in the smart city project which Thailand has. We are very much interested in projects around high-speed rail. We have a dream of having 50,000 new restaurants in Thailand and improving the hygiene and quality of food. And some businesses which are in incubation, which I'm not supposed to at the moment talk about. So every moment, if you see in CP Group, not only the current businesses are transforming, the new businesses are emerging. So it is not only about agro or retail or telecom. It's about health. Health is our new passion. So we have a company called CP Medical Center. As I said, there's a lot of stuff in incubation. I'm not supposed to talk publicly about it, but this is a company which has a financial backing like no one else and has an eye on solving Thailand's biggest problems and making sure the consumers get the best. So that's what CP Group is all about. And as you see, of all of those who are seeking careers, my first proposition to you is you will be part of a group which is possibly present in every industry sector which is important to the world now. And your career is not limited to one industry or one company. More and more people, professionals like me coming in at the head, at the HR level, we are trying to make sure there is enough mobility across the group in the talent. So what I'm inviting you to be is to be part of a company and part of a growth which is not limited to one industry sector. So let me just talk about very quickly Okay, so I think very few people know how global we are. This is a very small print slide, not meant to be for the small screen, but just to let you know that we have presence in 30 countries across the world. Almost all continents we have our offices, and a lot of these offices are trading offices, and in 17 countries we have factories which are making products mostly related to agro, animal feed, or protein, which is either chicken, swine, fish, and things like those. So especially our presence in US, I spoke about Michelle being here, who's part of our newest R&D, which is based in Silicon Valley. In US, we acquired 2 years ago a company called Bellisio. How many of you know Bellisio? Products Bellisio sells. Boston Market, anybody heard? Michelina, things like those. So all those products are now part of CP. We did a $1 billion acquisition 2 years ago to have a reach into the US market through Bellisio. So and we also have our CP Foods trading office here, importing stuff from across the world and selling to the consumers in the US. So US is a very, very important location for us, just in case a few of you want to stay behind. But the careers which we are offering are definitely multi-country in nature. So as I said, 30 countries across the world, 17 countries, we not only have sales offices, but manufacturing locations as well. So I would want to be seen as Thailand's real multinational and really present across all continents in the world. So a couple of things I'm going to talk, and then we'll talk about the program. Again, very small print, but very important one, the values we truly believe in. If you see, the first value we are talking about is 3 benefits principle. Anywhere you've seen our senior chairman, Dhanin, talking about what he truly believes in is, he believes that first of all, wherever we are present, we must be meaningful to that country, to that society. Then comes the people of that country, and then comes our employees. So this is what we call 3 benefits principle. We must be valuable, meaningful in these 3 ways to these 3 stakeholders first, and that is why we'll be in business. So our entire gig is about improving the quality of life of people wherever we are. I think the rest of the values we talk about, a lot of you came to me and said you're interested in innovation. That is one of our value. Why I'm talking about this is extremely important when we look for people that you are aligned to our values. The moment we feel you're not aligned, you will feel that you are stressed. So any employee who comes to CP and work for us must be aligned to these values. And that's one of the most important criteria for our selection. Let me very quickly go to the next one. Sorry, I don't want to breath. Okay, so what are we looking for? First of all, it is multiple career tracks. A lot of you came to me and said, we see that 25 years age limit or something. That is a specific program which we call Future Leader Program. You have a bachelor's or a master's degree, and you don't know what you really like, what you are really passionate about, which industry sector you want to go, and what jobs you want to do. And that's the program which is specifically meant for those kind of high achievers. You come to us for 6 months, we will train you in the best of facility. You will be exposed to every business CP has, and through new incubation projects and innovation, you will learn entire aspect of business. This program is closely supervised by Senior Chairman Dhanin, CEO Kunsupachai, and Chairman Kunsupakit. So they watch the program and they watch the talent. And after 6 months, you go and join any of our businesses which I showed in the last slide. So that's the program, which the banner you see, but that doesn't mean that is what we are recruiting here. If you know what company in CP Group you want to join, what role you want to play, you can just ask us. As a group chief people officer, my job is to connect you to the companies, so that I can connect the dots and get you to the right person, and then you will be on your way to the next process in your selection. So that's a 2. That's why I say it's multiple career tracks. Global locations, I spoke about. Existing new and future businesses, and some new businesses which we don't even know about with these businesses. So we have incubation units where you can come and work on new business ideas as well. Or you will be part of the transformation of the whole business. And then we have strategic units. So these strategic units are at the group level, at the family office level. One of them is people, where Chief People Officer sits. Then we have a unit on R&D. Michelle belongs to that. We have a unit on digitization. And then we have unit on strategy. We have unit on business intelligence and sustainability. So if you would want to be part of these units, which are very strategic in nature, sit at the group level, help the group companies, and move forward. So these are very small units, but we hire really, really unique people with very unique characteristics in these strategic units. So I have one strategic unit called People. So I hire colleagues who are extremely driven from a business standpoint, but understand what it means for people and design practices and policies which will take the group ahead from a people standpoint. So you can be part of any of these as you come along. But what you should have, a degree in basically bachelor's or master's. We're not saying in what discipline, because we don't know where you'll finally come and fit, but that's the prerequisite. The main thing is after that. Ambition to create the unknown is very important. You should be driven to be working on some things which have not been created yet. That's one. Number two is be ready to challenge yourself, something which you don't know and you want to find out. Demonstrated leadership potential is extremely important at your university level, outside of your education. What have you been doing for creating and unlocking potential of people? We want to know that. And finally, we are very much sure about that we want strong alignment with our values. So these are only things we look at when we want to get you in. And finally, my last slide, which I want to show about, is where you get trained if you get hired. This is our new palatial monument, as called, but this is what we call CP Leadership Institute. Those of you who have not been to Thailand in the last few years, 180 kilometer northeast place called Khao Yai. We have this in Khao Yai, and this is where I spend at least 3 days a week monitoring training in our Future Leader program, and where people are working on new incubation projects and making sure they get the right funding, they get the right feedback, and they get the right leadership support to move ahead. So this is where you'll be placed if you're part of the Future Leader program for a few months, of course in and out of Bangkok. And this is our way to say that how much we have invested to make sure that we take care of future of people and future of people in Thailand. So that is where I'll end. Any question, as I said, which I've not answered in my speech, I'll be there in that corner. Please come, and my invitation to you is we need you, we need your potential and skills. Please come and join CP, and we'll be happy to talk to you, sir.
My name is Bishan. Can I go to that?
All right, I just have a question for the company.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning about your values. As I want to be aligned with your values, right? And like your company is the largest company in Thailand in food industry. What is your response? What do you respond is if someone say, hey, you know, Thailand is the agriculture economy, yes, and the more you expand, the more farmers lose their job. What do you respond? I just want to speak for you. I want to align with your values.
Absolutely. I think the first of all, you would know that CP never had land ownership as an objective. Anything which we work on is working with the existing system, not taking over the existing system. So anything farming, you know, we are working towards improving lives of the farmer by investing in them in better technology. That's the 3 benefit principle. That's the first thing. It must benefit to the local society, and then to the people, and then to the company. So you will never see our initiatives to go on and acquire something and trying to own. It is most of the time supported or co-owned with the farmers. In fact, one of the projects in China, I think you spoke about Thailand, which has many examples. but there's a project in China where we actually committed to the farmers that we will improve your income by 20%. You just need to work with us on the new technology we have. So we brought the bank in to give them loans, and they now own the technology and they now own the asset. This is like 3 million egg project in north of China. So there are a number of such initiatives, and the short answer to your question is we co-work and work with them rather than owning anything. That's how we want to make sure it's sustainable.
Thank you very much for your questions. Because of our time constraint, I like to ask that we hold all questions, and you could write them down, and then we could talk about them later on. I also want the back. It feels like you guys have your own fair thing going on. You guys in the back up there, yo, yes. Can you guys come up front with us? Join the rest of the group over here in respect to our presenters today. Thank you so much, guys. I didn't mean to, yo at you, but thank you very much. Thank you very much from CP Group, Kushan. Thank you so much for coming here. They are such a wonderful group. The organization is amazing. Your program is innovative, and so you guys go and talk to him afterwards. I also want you guys to pay attention, and the reason is because there's going to be a pop quiz at the end, and if you guys do well, you guys are going to get an award from the Royal Thai Consulate General of Los Angeles. So that's also really cool. So sorry guys for breaking up your conversation out there, but wanted you guys to be engaged in what we're doing up front here, because these companies came all the way from Thailand to talk to you, to recruit you, because they want you. So I just want you guys to listen to what they have to say. And without further ado, and last but definitely not least, before we have other things to present to you from SCG, it's a conglomerate. SCG is a really great organization, publicly traded company. I'd like to introduce Kun Pet Ploy, who is the marketing officer at the Talent Recruitment Center. Round of applause for her, please. For her team.
Good evening. So when I say SCG, what do you guys think about? Construction. Cement, construction? Okay, wait, we have prizes. Anyone else? Yes? Oh,ค่ะ. Cement, construction, trading. Okay, so, well actually I'm from LA. I was raised here, so I lived here for the past 9 years. I just moved back to Thailand last year and I joined SCG. At first I was nervous. I didn't know what the working culture was like, so I was a little hesitant about moving back, but working at SCG is like working with a family. So my boss is my friend, my coworkers are my best friends, we go hang out after work, we chill together. So working here, I guarantee you, if you want to move back, go work at SCG. We really know like how to welcome you. The working culture is very young as well. So SCG has been established for 105 years. Our first business is SCG Cement Building Materials, which is everything that has to do with buildings. Secondly, we have SCG Chemicals, which is our main business currently. This has everything to do with plastics. Lastly, we have SCG Packaging. This is rigid plastics, boxes, paper. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Mr. Joshua Paz, our Director of Digital Transformation.
Okay, so I'm Josh, and again, I'm the Digital Transformation Director and also the Managing Director of Adventures, which is a CBC for SCG. And actually, I live in the States for 21 years. My background is actually mechanical engineering from MIT, and then I actually did my PhD in operation research. So work at NASA, I work at Intel, and I work at both for a long while. And then I actually, after 16 years, I decided to go back to Thailand. So similar to you guys, I kind of want to go back, be near my mom, and basically kind of just go first and then figure out what to do next. And actually, I chose to join SCG. So Paul already kind of say like what we do, right? So we do three things: chemicals, cement building materials, and then packaging. But actually, we have something that cut across. We have SCG Logistics, which is the biggest logistics in Thailand, and then we also have trading, right? We're actually a Thai company, headquartered in Bangkok, but we're actually an ASEAN company. So a third of our asset is actually everywhere except Brunei. Everything in ASEAN except Brunei, because we don't go to Brunei. But anyway, so basically, that's what we do. We're about 54,000 people, okay? And we have all the roles you can think of, because we're a conglomerate. We have 300 companies. So imagine whatever you want to do, you can do. So that's the traditional role. Here, I'm actually kind of asked to come and talk about the new stuff we're doing, which is the digital transformation. So I do three things. The first one I mentioned, we have a CVC called Adventures. So that's the one that we invest in startup. Okay. So we have about $65 million fund to invest around the world. So we invested so far about 11 direct, and we do 3 for funnel funds. And basically, we invest in Silicon Valley, Tel Aviv, Israel. We do everywhere in ASEAN, including Thailand, China, and the newest one is India. So that's what we do. And you ask, we're a conglomerate. How do we actually look at our verticals? We look at three things. The first one is called industrial. So the things like IoT, sensors, smart manufacturing, AI. That's what I invest in. That's the industrial part. The second one is B2B. 95% of what we do is B2B. And that's why a lot of you guys probably never heard of us, because we sell for a company to sell to the end consumer, right? And then the last one is called enterprise. So enterprise, we invest in things like technology for omni-channel, technology for AR, VR, technology for drones, anything. So just to kind of give more concrete example, right? We have a few agricultural business. One is called Kubota. I know you heard of it. Similar to John Deere, similar to like a lot of tractors here. We actually been doing selling tractors and just kind of selling the product. The new stuff I'm trying to do is to connect with the drone, to connect with the AI, and basically kind of doing more of a smart farming. Drone is like one of the coolest thing to do when you have many hectares and you don't have to kind of figure out where to go to kind of cut and where to go to actually do fertilizing. So we use AI technology, kind of like, for Thailand, for example, you take 2 pictures of Thailand, boom, boom. And then the next thing you actually can look at the heat map and then figure out, okay, where do you actually need to put more water in? Where do you need to kind of cut the road? Where should be the access to kind of do all of the cool stuff to actually get more of the efficiency up, right? So that's one of the examples. Another example for the investment that we actually connect back to the core is the AR, VR, right? So think about technical support, right? When you're an industrial company, like a lot of time your customer asks you to kind of send the best customer support team to go fix their stuff. But we can't afford to do that everywhere, right? So one of the cool thing about the VR is that you actually can have the cool guy, like the senior guy at the control tower, and have the young guys go to the site. And the young guy can actually learn from doing, right? And the old guy don't have to travel, can be near their wife and whatever, grandson, whatever. So they just kind of like, stay and say, okay, cut this wire, do this and that. So that's one thing that we actually apply. Can be applied to like building materials to do sink or like, sanitary ware, all this kind of stuff, right? So that's the first part, that's Adventures. So connecting startup, connecting technologies to the core, okay? The second one is called data analytics, okay? And that's the one that I got my PhD in, and actually I run Intel data analytics team many years before going back. And basically it's simple, we do 2 things. First thing is solving the problems. You can use machine learning, you can use AI, you can use optimization, you can do simulation, Markov decision process, anything, we don't care. As long as you solve a business problem, right? So that's the first thing, which is solving problems. The next thing is actually exploring. You have your data, explore what you can do with it and what you can actually kind of come up with new things. So that's one of the things that we do quite a lot. And just to give you more real example again, since we have 300 companies, right, we have internal audit. So similar to the bank, right, we need to figure out when is the fraud going to happen. So you can use a lot of machine learning and prediction to kind of figure out if this is a behavior, if this is a trend. You can actually say, this one looks kind of weird, let's go and explore, right? So that's one of the application, and we do a lot of things in the data analytics. Last one is actually new business. So we have internal startups. A lot of our youngsters actually can work in any problem they want to work on, as long as it has some kind of relevancy to SCG. So right now we have a few hundred people under my team, and they work on whatever they want to work it. And just to give a concrete example again, we have Nawa Plastic, okay? They sell the pipe, plastic pipe. We use it everywhere, every country, right? We always sell product. But one of the biggest problem in Thailand is actually on the irrigation of the plants. Not that we underwater, a lot of time we overwater for your plants. So we actually come up with sensors, IoT, and now we actually kind of use technology that we kind of adapt from Israel and actually apply to a lot of farming. Mostly on the fruit side, but we're actually getting more on the rice side, which is oil and all those kind of stuff, right? So those are the new things that we're doing, the new business. So in these three things, if you ask me like what I'm looking for, right, for new guys, I don't really care much on what is your background, as long as you have a pretty strong logic. Okay, and the second thing is, if you do engineer, if you do, kind of like hardcore stuff, you can actually go into, fixing stuff in the plant, or you can actually kind of do some kind of exploration in my team. That's fine. But on the other side, if you actually come from sales or marketing and stuff, you actually have a whole lot of problem you can do on the customer-facing side. And we're actually doing, I think, more than 100 projects at the moment throughout SCGs. So those are some of the things we're looking for. And again, we don't care much on what is your background, as long as you think, you can work on it, you have passion in it, and let's try it. And I think, for my team, that's kind of what we look for. So I don't know, I'm missing anything, but again, we have a core too, like the core stuff, the engineering, the manufacturing, the sales, the marketing. We're still looking for people. And if you're interested, go to them. And on the new stuff, like more kind of like more data-centric stuff and more on the startup side of things, come to me and I'll be happy to talk to you. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Josh. It sounds like SCG is also another really cool company to get your feet in the door with, because they seem to be doing a lot of things that you guys are going to be really interested in doing, because again, I've been working for a while, and they're really going with something new here, guys. They're really innovating. They want thinkers. They want you guys to be innovative and bring your talents over to them, and I wish I had your guys' opportunity when I was 25. That would have been so cool, but it's never too late. I'm so glad that the Royal Thai Consulate General has brought this opportunity to you young folks over here. And if any of you are over 21 and above, raise your hand. Good for you. There's alcohol in the back. And you'll get carded. And anyone who's under 21, don't go there. Let's just not go there. And if you're 21 and above, when you go home, Uber, Lyft, don't drive. Be safe. I'd like to thank the Royal Thai General Consulate of Los Angeles for hosting this event. This has been was the food good? Was it yum? It was really good. Was the alcohol good? It was really good. And all the organizations that were here were really good too. But we're not quite done yet. We have a few people that needs to come out and present to you about how is it that you can get involved with the Royal Thai Consulate General's office. They're a really great team, and it's not just about getting your Thai passports or your Thai social card thing, but prachachon. How many of you have that? It's not just about that. But his job and the Royal Thai Consulate's job is also to provide a place that you guys can call home. And this is your home. As much as it's his home and the consulate's home, this is also our home as well. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Deputy Consul General Goson Satit. Oh man.
Yeah, the long one.
Long one, sorry. Satit Majid.
Right. Okay.
Whew. Who will be talking about how exactly you can join the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. เชิญเลยค่ะ
Thank you and สวัสดีนะครับก็ at first really I don't know whether I should speak in Thai or in English but I would start in English first and now is the time for you guys those at the back if you think this beautiful if you think this cute you can play games with me at the moment I have 3 numbers for you guys to guess what are they okay the first number is also related to the topic I'm going to speak, the recruitment of new diplomats of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand. The first number is 98. 98 ครับ Who got the answer? First answer, get this, the mark. ผมยังไม่มีเลยนะครับแก้วใบนี้ผมจะบอกอะไรให้ มีไม่กี่คนที่จะได้ไป 98 ใครจะทายไหมครับว่าคืออะไร 98. What is it that's related to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? Okay, come again.
The number of offices.
Correct ครับ ขอเสียงปรบมือให้คุณเจนนี่ด้วยนะครับ 98 on 98 is the number of offices that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has around the world. Okay. มีเยอะครับโอเคครับ 98 นะครับคือเลขจำนวน offices ของกระทรวงการต่างประเทศทั่วโลกที่เราให้บริการอยู่นะครับอันเนี้ยno embassies and consulates around the world in 66 countries because in some countries we have more than one office like here in the States we have here in Los Angeles we have an embassy in Washington DC and we also have other 2 consulates in New York and Chicago and the second number I would need your help the second number is 11,000 who no 1,100 oh I'm sorry 1,100 1,100 any guess yes again exactly diplomat ครับ 1,100 คน and now you will see the correlation between the first number 98 and the second number 1,100 you see we have 98 offices around the world but we have only 1,100 diplomats working around the world so you can come join us because this year from now till October 12 we are recruiting new diplomats 50 positions again like the SCG we don't care about your background whether you graduate from engineer or you be a medical doctor or you be in international relations you can come join us and my last number is 15,000 any guess any guess any guess well yes
How many visas were processed by the consulate?
no actually I don't talk anything about the consulate at all. This is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand. It's the broader scale.
He gave me the wrong answer.
No. Okay. 15,000. Yes. Again.
Starting Serali?
If those at the back don't hear it, listen carefully. It's the starting Serali. Yes, that's right. Okay. Now you will get 3 numbers that have some correlations: 98, 1100, and 15,000. That is, but I will tell you, it's the only starting salary, but we increase it every year. And when you are abroad, like me, you get per diem. Yeah, it's more than enough for a person with sufficiency economy. Believe me, more than enough. I have a kid too. I have one 10 years old daughter, and I can raise her, no problem. For those who always ask what diplomat do, I will give you only 4 letters, not letters, 4 words, and you will know more about diplomat. The first is representation. So wherever you go, you represent your country in one way or another, whether it's through writing speeches, whether it's through making speeches. Yeah, it's just represent your country. Or you go to a cocktail party, and then once you are a diplomat, so you can represent your country at that party too. Yeah, and the second one is negotiation. It's part of our job. We negotiate every single day, whether it's about treaty, whether it's about to negotiate for your country. You have to have a position, and then when you go to negotiate, you learn how other countries treat you, and then you communicate with them. After that, you get a position. For example, like before it becomes an FTA, free trade agreement, you have to negotiate. Yeah, this is part of your job too. And third one is intelligence. You disseminate the intelligence of your country to other countries, or whenever or wherever you see some intelligence that deem appropriate or deem important to your country, you pick that up, you write a report and write back to your capital. For example, at the moment, if you go to Silicon Valley and you see a lot of technologies that is suit Thai, is the so-called Thailand 4.0 policy. So you write a report back, and then it's the intelligence that you will gather for your own country. And the last one is protection of Thai nationals or Thai interest abroad. This is part of the consulate job at the moment, like you guys sitting here. Whether you have any problem, you can come to us. So it's our duty to protect you. This is forward. And now is the time, because as I told you, we open for recruitment from now till October 12. All you have to do is, firstly, you have to be Thai. You have to have a Thai nationality. And secondly, you have to be above 18 years of age. But actually we don't have whether how old could it be a diplomat, but at the moment, Thailand retirement, we have a policy of compulsory retirement age at the age of 60 at the moment. So if you are between 18 and 59, you can join us. Okay. And thirdly, I must repeat, we don't care about your educational background or whatever you graduate. You can come join us. And if you are interested, you can come to ask me at the booth. Okay, thank you very much.
ขอบคุณค่ะกงสุลโกศลใช่ไหมคะ Deputy, thank you very much, Deputy Consul General Gosun. So I like to help define what Thai nationality means. So how many of you have Thai parents? Okay, so for those who aren't raising your hands, welcome. Welcome, thank you very much. So if your parents are Thai, that's all you need. to be a Thai national. You don't have to have a Thai passport, you don't have to have a Ban Prachachon, but eventually, if you are a Thai national, we like you to get that, because dual citizenship is pretty cool. And you don't need to ask for a visa to go to Thailand, or even travel within Southeast Asia, so that's pretty cool too. Our last speaker, before we give out certificates to all the hardworking crew from the Thai New Year Festival, is really awesome, guys. He is in the digital creative world. He is a Thai American, and I went on YouTube and saw some of his shorts today, so while you were sitting there, I'm pretty sure you'll Google him and YouTube him. I'd like to introduce to you Kun North. North, south, east, west, just north. All right, give him a round of applause, guys. Animation.
Sawadee krap, everyone. Hi, my name is Arutan Tasirin. I can spell my name later so you can write down and maybe, go. That's right. So, animator. I'm not so sure why I'm here today. But the thing is, okay, let me introduce a little bit. So I went for my master's degree as an animation at the Academy of Art University in San Francisco. Let me ask you this. Anyone is in art or animation field? Raise your hand. Oh, we got some. Yes, I know you guys. So, yeah. Quite a few people. So, after I graduated, I got a job at the Nickelodeon Animation Studio. You guys know Nickelodeon? Yeah. They make SpongeBob and stuff like that. So, I work on a show like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What else? Monster vs Aliens and Avatar, the Legend of Korra, stuff like that. Whoa, a lot of Korra fans here. I don't even watch it because I don't have cable, so shame on me. It's always too expensive, right? I mean, I want to watch the show that I work on, but I mean, I have to pay for all this ESP and stuff. So, but anyway, I worked at Nickelodeon for almost like 7 years. Until last year, I started to doing my own things, either short films or I have a lot of projects that I'm working on right now. But in the past couple of years, I got a chance to help Thai consulate to go to Thailand and do like a presentation and workshops, and it made me so happy, like to see like the young generations like want to be animator or artists, and I just be there and tell my story and inspire them. So I got to know a lot of like the business owner who owned the animation studio in Thailand. So I basically have like some network, with these people in Thailand. So if you wanna, like see me and ask me about that, so feel free to, talk to me. What else I should say? That should be it.
Well, I'll ask you a question.
Okay, sure. That's easy.
So, I'll ask you questions.
Okay.
How did you know you wanted to be an animator?
I draw since I was young, like always draw. Like my mom would call me for a meal and I would just ignore her, just keep drawing.
We don't want that, guys.
Yeah,
but
that's not a good example. So yeah, and then actually I went to the graphic design school, but I choose to do short film, the animated short film, as my thesis project for my bachelor degree. So I think because at that time there was a Toy Story 1 came out, and it's like, oh, what is this? Oh my god, it's so amazing. So I was like, okay, I watched Disney film, like the classic Disney films, like Lion Kings or, those stuff like 2D. But Toy Story, there's something about it, it's like, it's a 3D, it's the first 3D film. and I was like, oh, I want to do something like that. And so actually, my third year at university, I started to do the like a motion graphic, and at that time it's kind of like, you know, I knew better, you know, like that I want to work on something with animation. Yeah, so it's started from there.
Where did you go for your bachelor's?
At Assumption University in Thailand.
Hey, check this out. He went to college in Thailand, guys. Round of applause for him. That's really cool. And then you came back over here.
Yeah, and then I came here to for my master. Yeah.
Okay, so you were originally born in Thailand?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. But you came here and then you went to school here for your master's. That's really cool. And you worked here at Nickelodeon for 7 years.
Mhm.
Okay, so he said earlier he's not sure why he's up here. Let me tell you guys why he's up here. I believe Kun North is here to inspire you guys. Because when you watch any cartoons or any animation films, any shorts, you don't see them long last name. What's your last name?
Tantasirin.
Okay, that's like 2+ syllables. But he's here to show you and let you know that it can happen. Your long last name can be part of the scrolls, can be part of the casting, can be part of the animation and the thought and the process behind it. I think that's why you're here. That's
Yes. Oh, and also yes. Thank you. That because you know, like when I went back to Thailand and get to talk to like the business owner there, the studio owner, I mean animation studio, and it seemed to be better, like so much better. Like the animation and film industry in Thailand right now is, you know, they just launched like the full length feature, what's it called? Kao Satra. Yeah, you know that one, right? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like that's like a, you know, raise the bar even higher. Yeah, so I think opportunity is everywhere. But like, I mean, if you want to go to Thailand, there's opportunity in animation industry there too. That's just like growing. Yeah.
That's really cool. So one, you're here to inspire us long last name people that we can be up there. But two is also to let you guys know that there's a growth and a path for you at home in Thailand. You don't have to necessarily go through Nickelodeon and go through Disney to become successful, to have your name being said out there. You could also go to Thailand because now you have the connections.
Yeah, and also Thai studio also work on Hollywood movies too. Yeah. They outsource, you know, a lot of, you know, people there.
Oh, interesting. Outsourcing to Thailand.
Yeah, outsourcing to Thailand. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Kun North, for being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Now the moment that you guys have been waiting for. So the Thai New Year Festival, how many of you went this past year, 2018? Okay. It was a big deal. It's a big deal.